Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Janae, and welcome to another Wellness Wednesday, where we talk about how you can live a happier, healthier life. So today's topic is about the body, and we are going to discuss cholesterol. Why are we discussing cholesterol? Because I had a scare, well, it was a little bit of a scare to me, at the doctor's recently. So I was getting my annual exam, so she's like, hey, touch your toes. I'm like, bam, touch your toes. And she's like, let me listen to your heart. Oh, it sounds good. Eyes, ears, looking good. Blood test. Yeah, no. And I'm like, okay, what's the problem? And she said, well, your cholesterol values are really high. And I said, okay, what's really high? And she's like, well, healthy range, normal range is around, up to 200, and yours is 249. So if you don't make changes in the next 6 months, we need to talk about medication. And once people go on medication for cholesterol, they usually don't get off. I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah. So it really surprised me because I eat pretty good. I don't eat fast food almost ever because it's kind of gross to me. I eat vegetables every day. Like, I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegetarian or anything like that, but I am mindful of what I put into my body. And also I exercise. Clearly, as you can see on this channel, I exercise a lot. And she said that it could be partially genetic, which makes sense because your liver actually produces all of the cholesterol that your body needs, and everything else that you get from food is extra. So it's very possible that my body produces more cholesterol than average. And so she helped me create a plan to manage my cholesterol, and I thought, you know what? Let me share this with the crew because I don't want you guys to end up on meds if you don't have to. And if you're looking to manage your cholesterol, I want to help you do that in healthy ways. So what is cholesterol? It's this waxy substance that your body uses to build your cells, to make vitamins and hormones. And it's a really wonderful thing. Like I said, it's made by your liver. And the problem comes into play when it is too high. So what I want to talk to you guys in this video is what are the different types of cholesterol, how is it measured, and how you can manage it. So what are the different types of cholesterol? There are two main types, good and bad. Good cholesterol is high density level cholesterol, or HDL. The whole function of HDL is to take the bad cholesterol out of your bloodstream and back to the liver to be processed and eliminated. HDL is basically. LDL, or low density level cholesterol, is the bad cholesterol. And the only reason that it's bad is because of what it does inside of your bloodstream. So there's actually a third component when it comes to measuring cholesterol, and that is triglycerides. And if you're in the health, field, let me know if I'm saying that right. Triglycerides. So with this component, it's the most commonly found fat inside the body, and basically when you eat food and you don't use all of the energy that comes from the food, the body turns it into fats called triglycerides. And this can be hanging out inside of your bloodstream as well. Well, bad cholesterol likes to team up with triglycerides and they stick together. And so all of this stickiness going on inside your bloodstream is bad because it can clog your arteries, which can cause heart attack, stroke, peripheral artery disease, all kinds of stuff. And that is not the business. Ain't nobody got time for that. So those three elements are how your cholesterol is measured. Good cholesterol, the amount of bad cholesterol, and the amount of triglycerides in your body will give you your values for your overall cholesterol reading. Now, how do you get it measured? The only way to know your numbers is to get a lipid blood test, okay? They have to take your blood and they put it in this machine, and it basically, I want to say spins it around. I don't know. But what it does is it shows them the amount of fat content on your blood. It gives them a reading of what portion of your blood is fat, what portion of it is good cholesterol, and what portion of it is bad cholesterol. And when you have these numbers, then you know how to adjust your diet, how to adjust your lifestyle. Ideally, the formula for good cholesterol would be having a high amount of good cholesterol plus a low amount of bad cholesterol plus a low amount of triglycerides in your bloodstream. High cholesterol, the technical term or medical term for it, is hyperlipidemia. Hyperlipidemia is just a fancy word for saying you have really high cholesterol. And that's bad because it's really bad for your heart. So, how do you manage cholesterol? Let's say that you're trying to make sure you keep your numbers really good, or let's say they're not so good and you want to bring them back into a good range. The first thing that you do is consult your doctor. Don't consult me because I'm not a doctor. And did you read that health disclaimer that I put at the beginning of the video? No? Let me run it back for you. Y'all thought I was playing. I am not playing games. I am not a doctor, okay? This information does come from good sources, but the only way to know what you need to do for your body is to know your numbers. So go get a blood test. That's the first thing you want to do, okay? Second thing, you can raise the amount of good cholesterol in your bloodstream. Two very simple ways. One is to increase the amount of whole grains in your diet. Very easy. If you are someone who cannot have whole grains, then you can just focus on fiber. So let me give you examples of both. So with your whole grains, chia seeds are fantastic. You can soak them in and it makes them really soft, and that way you can throw them in just about anything, or you can eat it in like a pudding format. You can put it in smoothies, you can put it in food, it doesn't matter. It's a really easy way to prepare chia seeds. Just put it in some almond milk for about 20 minutes. It soaks it up, makes it soft, and then you can add it to whatever you need. It lasts about 5 days in your fridge, so it's really easy. Flax seeds, that's another way to get whole grain. Quinoa, those kind of things are really good there. And then if you want to add fiber to your diet, the easiest way is beans. Beans are full of fiber, and so are vegetables and fruit with skin that you eat. So think peaches, plums, grapes, especially red grapes, because they have a component inside of there that is actually good for your heart. That's why you hear some people say, oh yeah, you should drink a glass of wine a day because it's really good for your heart. Well, that's because of the component that's found in red grapes. That's why they're saying that red wine, a glass of red wine, might be good for your heart health. So eat red grapes in your diet, and you're gonna get that component plus the fiber that comes with eating the skin off the grape. If you don't want to spike your blood sugar, let's say you have some sugar watch going on for your diet, then try avocado. Avocados are full of fiber. They are made of pure good fats, and they are so mild in flavor that you can flavor them however you need to. You can put them in a multiple ways to consume them. Like you can make it really smooth like a butter or like a spread, or just toss it on your salad, things like that. Very simple way to up your good cholesterol, whole grains and fiber. Now let's talk about how you can lower bad cholesterol. The good thing here is they're all simple solutions that you can start doing right now. Let's start with your diet. So we talked about upping fruits and vegetables to raise good cholesterol. This is also going to help lower bad cholesterol. You also want to reduce the amount of processed foods and meat that you're consuming. You don't have to be a vegetarian, you don't have to go vegan, but meat has a lot of cholesterol in it naturally, and processed foods are usually high in saturated fat. What's the problem with saturated fat? It's the hardest fat to get rid of in your body, and trans fat is actually worse. It's the worst kind of fat for your heart. So that's why you want to reduce the amount of processed foods that you're eating. Plus, remember that fat is trying to team up with bad cholesterol to clog your arteries. So that's why we are avoiding them. So that's your diet. Next thing you can do is to reduce your amount or stop smoking. Why? Because this agitates your blood pressure. I know you're like, okay, blood pressure and cholesterol, those are the same things? No, but here's the thing about blood pressure. If your blood pressure is agitated from smoking and your arteries are already clogged from cholesterol, then that can cause you a heart attack, stroke, whatever whatever the case is, because your heart is working that much harder to combat those things. So that's why you want to smoke less or stop smoking completely, and that includes vaping, and that includes anything with a pipe. All y'all, all the hookahs, all the pipes, all the blunts, like all things, try to bring it back, scale it back to help you regulate your cholesterol. Then last but not least, an easy way to get your bad cholesterol down is movement, okay? So the American Heart Association recommends at least 150 minutes of physical activity a week. That sounds like a lot of time, but it's really only 2.5 hours, and that can go by really quickly if you're having fun. So that's why I love dance, because it's so much fun. It never feels like a workout. And actually I don't like working out, but I love to dance. I also have other joyful movements that I engage in instead of a traditional workout. So I love to swim. It's summertime right now. The pools are opening up. Swimming is a easy way to burn those saturated fats and help regulate your cholesterol. And that's why you're always super hungry after you go swimming, because that stuff really, really works effortlessly. You don't have to do it that long. Walking, I love long walks, especially like at parks, because there's so much to look at, and you can enjoy the breeze, you can enjoy company, things that are social, things that are fun. It's easy to rack up those 150 minutes. And then you can start thinking about it as, wow, how am I gonna spend my 2.5 hours this week moving joyfully? If you think about it that way, then it's something that you wanna look forward to. Okay, so those are the tips. Now you guys have a really good foundation when it comes to cholesterol. You know the different types, you know how it's measured, and you know how it's managed. What did you learn today? Let me know in the comment section below, and tell me, what is your favorite form of joyful movement? Let me know, because maybe I want to try it too, and maybe some of the other people who are watching might want to give it a try as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, my name is Janae Alexander, and I'll see you on the next Wellness Wednesday here on Strut Majorette Dance Fitness. Peace!
Carry with my eyes blurred. I don't never miss, I ain't never worried now. I hear everything to throw up. I be ballin'